Hi everybody! First of all, let me welcome you to the Physiomed Peaks team. We're very happy to have you as part of our team and glad also that you'll take the next little while just to go through this orientation video. I think there's so much information to share with you. I don't know where to start. However, do know that this video will be available for you to review when you need it, and as always our support office is there to help you. If you have any questions, you can always give us a call or send us an email. Let's start by looking at the Policy and Procedure Manual. And this manual is a little bit different. As you may or may not know, we do provide service in 3 different settings in long-term care. We provide service in nursing homes, in retirement homes, and in community homes, such as seniors apartment buildings and independent or assisted living homes. So the Policy and Procedure Manuals are a little bit different for the 3 different settings. And let me start by showing you the Policy and Procedure Manual for the community setting. So if you're working in a community setting, this manual is the one manual that you will be referring to. And it's simply called the Policies and Procedures Team Manual. So it's one binder. And in here you will find everything that you need. At the very front you have the table of contents. It goes through general information, team handbook, so all of the mandatory things that we have to talk to you about in terms of sexual harassment, drug abuse, alcohol abuse, things like that. That will be in sections 1 and 2. Then we have a section on record keeping. We have a section on Coligo, which if you don't know yet is our software. We have a section on marketing, WSIB. We have then the forms that you'll need in your community setting. We talk a little bit about ADP, which is the Assistive Devices Program, and that's a program that is used to help residents get walkers and wheelchairs and mobility aids. Then we have a section on programs, which is all of our, exercise programs, the Tai Chi, the therapeutic dance, and things like that, the ROM dance that you have in your little DVD kit and CDs. Then we have some policies and procedures for some of our clinical programs, and at the end we have a section on modalities. So this community manual is a mix of both clinical and administrative procedures. In nursing and retirement homes we split it up into 2 binders. Again, we talk about the same things in the binders. However, we split it into 2. So if you're working in a nursing or retirement home, you will have 2 separate binders, one being the administrative policies and procedures, and that'll be the first parts talking about those Ministry of Labor type policies that we have to have in there about drug abuse and alcohol abuse and things like that, record keeping, Coligo, marketing, and WSIB. And in the Clinical Policies and Procedures Team Manual, we have a copy of the forms for your setting. So whether it be retirement home or nursing home, you'll have a different set of forms because the forms are a little bit different in each of the settings. Then we have a section on ADP. We have a section on the programs, as I mentioned, the different programs. It's a very big section, and it gives you pictures of the Tai Chi video, the one that shows the movements with the lady being filmed at the river here in Hearst, and the 2 girls in leotard, the dance students, so it shows you bit by bit pictures of those different videos. Then you have a section on our policies and procedures and modalities, and the rest is empty. So again, in nursing and retirement homes you have 2 separate binders, and in community settings you have just the 1 binder. So I thought one way to start would be actually to introduce myself to you, since I forgot to do that in the first part of the video. My name is Amanda Delcourt, and I am a physiotherapist. I'm co-owner of Physiomed Peaks, and I will be one of your contact people for any questions that you have about anything that we're going through in this video, whether it be about forms or procedures, anything clinical, exercise programs, resident questions or queries, things that the home are asking you to do that you're not sure of, anything at all. You can contact myself or contact support office or Dr. Pierre Delcourt, my husband, who's also one of your contact people. And I believe that you do have that information already. If you don't, then please send an email to our support office and ask them for that information. What I thought we would start with first is actually just taking a binder, the two binders. You have a PT and a PTA binder, and in these binders you have all of the forms that you need to document on or to use in order to keep track of what you need to do in your day. So just to give you an idea, for example, this is a PT evaluation binder, and on the spine of the binder you'll see that it does say PT evaluation binder. On the front of the binder you will see that it either says nursing home or retirement home, or community home. And that is because each of the PT and PTA binders do have different forms, slightly different forms in each of the three binders. So we have identified the binder based on the setting that you're working in. So if you are working in a nursing home, you should have the binder that says nursing home on the front. If you're working in a community setting, you should have the binder that says community home on the front. If you're working in a retirement home, obviously, the one with retirement home on the front. Very good. And so what we'll be doing is I will start by reviewing the forms that are going to be found. We'll start and finish. There are a lot of forms, I do admit. However, I've found that over the past years, forms tend to help keep myself organized. I like things, for those of you that have met me, I'm a little bit OCD, type A, and I really like to have forms where I can check things off and circle things and keep things in order to help keep myself organized and my assistant. And although it does seem to be a lot of forms, it's very overwhelming perhaps at the beginning. You'll find that with time you'll be thankful to have all of these forms to help keep everything organized and keep things in order. So I thought that the best thing to do would to just be to go over the forms, and as we're going over the forms it'll help to review some of the policies and the different procedures that we use that set us apart from other companies. And so let's begin. So the first form that you're going to see in both PT and PTA binders, in all three settings, nursing home, community home, and retirement home, is a glossary of terms. This glossary of terms will be placed in a plastic sheet so that it stays nice, and this is so that any of the short forms that we're using when we're documenting are available on this glossary of terms, so when nursing or any other discipline goes to actually look at the notes, they'll know what our short forms mean. If there are short forms that your team is using in the home that are not on this glossary, please feel free to add them in pen or in pencil, and that way people will know what your short forms mean. So as I said, this is in the PT binder, the PT evaluation binder, and it's also in the PTA treatment binder at the very front. You have the glossary of terms in the plastic sheet, whether it be in a nursing home or retirement home or a community home. Of course, before treatment can begin, we do need to have a referral for physiotherapy. So in a retirement home, this is what the referral looks like for physiotherapy. It's called a physiotherapy/massage referral. And on this form, the reason that we have massage as well is because we can also, if there are enough residents who are interested in having massage therapy in their home, in this retirement home, then we can actually team up with a local massage therapist and have them work with us to go in and provide massage for the resident. That's why we added it on there. However, when we're talking about physiotherapy, so the doctor has to check off referred for in-home physiotherapy, then they would write their name at the referring MD spot, and we do need their OHIP billing number. The reason for it is because the Ministry of Health wants to know who referred this resident for in-home physiotherapy, and it's the MD billing number, the OHIP billing number, that we need to enter in Coligo so that the Ministry knows that we have a referral. So once this form is filled out, and also the health history form, which I will be describing just a little bit later, then we can begin with an assessment of the resident by the physiotherapist. If there's an MD that comes to visit the retirement home on a weekly basis, perhaps the MD can fill this out on site for the resident. If not, they may have to make an appointment with their family doctor and bring this referral to them to have it signed. On the other side, sometimes we can fax the referral to their family doctor and they will fax it back signed without having necessarily an appointment. That depends. It's different from doctor to doctor. In either case, whether the resident is bringing the referral for them to get signed or if we're faxing the referral for signature, there's also a letter that we can fax or send along with the resident to their appointment so that the doctor knows what this physio treatment is about. And this letter is called Dear Doctor. It is with great pleasure that we share with, and then you would add in the name of the retirement home, our ability to serve seniors, blah, blah, blah. You can write your name and your fax number at the bottom if you want, or they can fax it back to our support office and we can forward it to you. So this is what the letter looks like, and I would suggest that if the resident has to go to an appointment or you have to fax the referral, to send the letter along with it so the doctor knows what it's all about. I do suggest that you have this signed referral before beginning the assessment. In some cases we have allowed a resident to be assessed. However, then it ended up taking forever getting the referral because they didn't have they didn't have that push to go get the referral signed because they'd already started physio. So I do find it is better to have the referral signed before we start. And also, according to ministry guidelines, we do need to have a referral in order to be able to bill for services and provide services in home. So it is the legal way to do it as well. So that is the referral procedure for in a retirement home. And the physiotherapy initial assessment form. This form is the front side. And the back side.